Summertime are good times around the parks of Rossmore, and it doesn't get any better than time spent in the park with friends and neighbors, sharing a picnic, a glass of wine, and a little Shakespeare. Courtesy of the traveling bards known as Shakespeare by the Sea, who visit Rush Park in Rossmore every summer to present, free of charge, Shakespeare in the Park. On this warm July afternoon, the all-volunteer actors troupe assemble an Elizabethan stage on the grass at Rush Park, erect the appropriate backdrops, rig the temporary lighting for later in the evening, and costume themselves to perform for a typical lawn chair crowd of about 500 to 600 Shakespeare and picnic lovers. On this night, it is the bard's All's Well That Ends Well, another of Shakespeare's tragic comedies that will be appreciated by a diverse crowd of man and beast alike. Before the curtain goes up, costume actors pass the hat, so to speak, among the crowd with raffle tickets and donations always welcome to help in support of the production. Okay, here for the 2013 Rush Park Shakespeare by the Seas presentation of All's Well That Ends Well. This is the second night of the performance at Rush Park, and we're talking to a couple of early arrivals. You are?
Jeremy.
And?
Also Jeremy.
Two Jeremys. We're talking to the two Jeremys. And I see, although it's a free event, Jeremy, I see you're somewhat vested in tonight's event.
Yes, well, I'm sure it costs a lot to put on, and this is just a token to help them support what they're doing here.
Well, the two Jeremys got here a little early. One of the early arrivals for the event is that because you guys just like picnics and wine, which I see you like the wine part, but what brings you out here? Is it just the day, the sun, or is it Shakespeare?
Picnicking and Shakespeare. My mom was an English teacher and was raised on Shakespeare in Delacorte Park and in Central Park, so this is like reliving that. It's fantastic.
Okay. Now, you would be giving everybody a great service if you could just explain a little bit of All's Well That Ends Well to our guests, to our viewers, before they actually view it. You know, Shakespeare always goes down a little bit easier if we know the backstory.
Well, the backstory on this one is it's a comedy, so, you know, just following the language and the characters, everyone's going to have a good time tonight, laughing at all the exchanges.
Okay, and that's all we need to know.
That's all you need to know. Just come out to the park and enjoy.
Okay. All right, two Jeremys. Thank you. Okay, just before this evening's performance of All's Well That Ends Well at Rush Park, I'm talking to a couple of ladies that are Shakespeare fans, if not aficionados. What brings you to the park tonight?
Well, we just wanted to come out and see the play. We were here, I think it's been 3 years in a row we've been out here. We came to the play last night. They played King John. So
second night in a row for you guys.
Oh yeah, we love coming both nights. It's really fun.
Yeah. Did you study Shakespeare in high school and maybe college?
Not really, but I've always liked Shakespeare, so yeah.
I mean, do you get it? The language and everything? Can you work through the language and understand the plot line and what's going on and how it ends up?
Yeah. Generally, yeah.
Okay, is it a tragedy or a comedy tonight?
This is a comedy with a hint of tragedy here and there, so I took a couple classes.
Okay, talking to another Shakespeare in the Park fan, a gentleman by the name of Ed. Now, Ed, you could do us a big service here. You mentioned in our conversation earlier that you knew a little something about Shakespeare and were somewhat familiar with this particular play. Before we get started with the play, give us a little thumbnail sketch of just what this play is about.
Well, it's both a comedy and a tragedy, unlike most Shakespeare's plays that are either or. A young fellow has a girlfriend. He's from a higher noble class. She's from a lower noble class. And he gets, after his father dies, he goes off to help the King of France as his aide. The girl's in love with him. She manages to follow him to Paris, and she gets the king, through curing his illness, to agree that she could marry whoever she wants. and she wants to marry this gentleman who's from a higher element of nobility. He doesn't care for that, and it goes on, and it's both comical and tragical.
Okay.
And it's quite a good play.
So, does the guy get the girl, or should we say, does the girl get the guy in the end?
She does get him eventually.
Yeah. Which is typical. Okay, so that sets us up. Thank you very much, Ed.
Now, without any further ado, please enjoy tonight's performance of All's Well That Ends Well.
Hey! Good Lord! What the devil are you people doing there? Goodness gracious, where are we? What town is this? Anyone know where we are? I'm confused. Rossmore! Rossmore! Never heard of it. I'm glad you know what's going on. Well, what are you people doing? Oh, look at this. I'm in a costume. Oh, look at this. It's a set. We're going to do a play, aren't we? What play are we going to do? Someone wasn't reading that pamphlet, I can tell. Yes, All's Well That Ends Well, one of my personal favorite plays. And I'm glad that you're all here to witness this, because it is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Zach! What? What are you doing? What? I'm telling them about the show that they're going to be performing.
No, they're not performing the show. We're performing the show.
We're doing the show.
Yes.
Is that why I have a sword?
Yes.
Is that why I have a hat?
Yes.
I can't wait. Let's go.
You need to go backstage. Backstage.
I'll be right back, folks. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. Thank you for coming. Please enjoy William Shakespeare's All's Well That Ends Well.
Thou thy worldly task hast done, home art gone, and ta'en thy wages, golden lads and girls all must, as chimney sweepers come to dusk. Thou hast finished joy and moan. All lovers young, all lovers must consign to thee and come to dust.
In delivering my son from me, I bury a second husband.
I'm going, madam. We bore my father's death anew. But I must attend to the king's command, to whom I am now in ward, evermore in subjection.
What hope is there of his majesty's amendment?
He hath abandoned his physicians, madam, under whose practices he hath persecuted time with hope, and finds no other advantage in the process, but only the losing of hope by time.
This young gentlewoman had a father. Oh, that had. What a sad passage 'tis. Whose skill was almost as great as his honesty, and had it stretched so far would have made nature immortal, and death should have play for lack of the work. Oh, would for the king's sake he were living. I think it would be the death of the king's disease.
What is it, my lord, the king languishes of?
A fistula, my lord.
Oh, I heard not of it before.
I would it were not notorious. Was this gentlewoman the daughter of Gerard de Narbonne?
His sole child, my lord, and bequeathed to my overlooking. I have those hopes of her good that her education promises, her dispositions she inherits, which makes fair gifts fairer. For where an unclean mind carries virtuous qualities, their commendations go with pity. They are virtues and traitors too. but in her they are the better for their simpleness. For she derives her honesty and achieves her goodness.
Your commendations, madam, get from her tears.
'Tis the best brine a maid can season her praise in. The remembrance of her father never approaches her heart, but the tyranny of her sorrows takes all livelihood from her cheek. No more of this, Helena. Go to no more, lest it be thought you rather affect a sorrow than to have it.
I do affect a sorrow indeed, but I have it too.
Moderate lamentation is the right of the dead. Excessive grief the enemy to the living.
If the living be enemy to the grief, the excess makes it soon mortal.
Madam, I desire your best wishes.
Be thou blessed, Bertram. Succeed thy father in manners as in shape. Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none. Be able for thine enemy in power rather than use. Keep thy friend under thy own life's key. Be checked for silence, but never taxed for speech. And what heaven more will that thee may furnish, and my prayers plucked down fall on thy head. Farewell, my lord. 'Tis an unseasoned courtier, my lord. Advise him.
He cannot want the best, but shall attend his love.
Heaven bless him. Farewell, Bertram.
The best wishes that your thoughts can forge be servants to you. Be comfortable to my mother, your mistress, and make much of her.
Fare you well, pretty lady. You must hold the credit of your father.
Oh, were that all? I think not on my father, and these great tears grace his remembrance more than those I shed for him. What was he like? I have forgot him. My imagination carries no favor in it but Bertram's. I am undone. There is no living, none, if Bertram be away. 'Twere all one that I should love a great particular star and think to wed it he is so above me. The ambition in my love thus plagues itself. The hind that would be mated to the lion must die for love. 'Twas pretty, though a plague, to see him every hour, to sit and draw his arched brow, his hawking eye, his curls in our heart's table, heart too capable of every line and trick of his sweet favor. But now he's gone, and my idolatrous fancy must sanctify his relics. Who comes here? One that goes with him. I love him for his sake, and yet I know him a notorious liar, think him a great way fool, solely a coward.
God save you, fair queen.
And you, monarch?
No.
And no.
Are you meditating on virginity?
Hi.
Oh.
You have some stain of soldier in you. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Man is enemy to virginity. How may we barricado it against him?
Well, keep it out.
But he assails, and virginity, though valiant in the defense, it is weak. Unfold to us some warlike resistance.
No, it cannot be done. Virginity sitting down before you will undermine you and blow you up.
God bless our poor virginity from underminers and blowers up. Be there no military policy, how virgins might blow up men?
It is not politic in the commonwealth of nature to preserve virginity. Loss of virginity is rational increase. There was never virgin got till virginity was lost. That you are made of is metal to make virgins. Virginity, being once lost, may be 10 times found, and being ever kept is ever lost. It's too cold a companion. Away with it.
I will stand for it a little, though therefore I die a virgin.
As little can be said for it. And to speak on the part of virginity is to accuse your mothers, which is most infallible disobedience. Virginity, it breeds mites like a cheese that consumes itself to the paring and thus dies feeding its own stomach. Besides, virginity, why, it is peevish, it is proud, it is idle, it is made of self-love. Which is the most inhibited sin in the canon? You cannot help but lose by it. Away with it.
Monsieur Corliss, my lord calls for you.
Little Helen, I must go. If I can remember thee, I'll think of thee at court.
Monsieur Perales, you were born under a charitable star.
Under Mars,
I especially think under Mars.
Why under Mars?
The wars have so kept you under that you must needs be born under Mars.
When he was predominant.
When he was retrograde, I think rather.
Why, thank you, sir.
You go so much backward when you fight?
That's for advantage.
So is running away when fear proposes the safety. But the composition that your valor and fear makes in you is a virtue of a good wing, and I like the wear well.
Helen, I am so full of business that I cannot answer you accurately. Think of thy friends when thou hast no leisure. When thou hast leisure, say thy prayers. Oh, get thee a husband and use him as he uses thee. And I must leave, so farewell.
Our remedies oft in ourselves do lie, which we ascribe to heaven. The faded sky gives us free scope. Only doth backward pull our slow designs when we ourselves are dull. What power is it that mounts my love so high, that makes me see but cannot feed mine eye? The mightiest space in fortune nature brings to join like likes and kiss native things. Impossible be strange attempts to those that weigh their pains in sense, and do suppose that what hath cannot be. Whoever strove to show her merit that did miss her love? The king's disease. My project may deceive me, but my intents are fixed and will not leave me.
A braving war?
So 'tis reported, sir.
Nay, 'tis most credible. We here received it with caution that the Florentine will move us for speedy aid, wherein our dearest friend prejudicates the business and would seem to have us make denial.
His love and wisdom approved, so to your majesty may plead for amplest credence.
What's he comes here?
It is the Count Vasilian, my good lord, young Bertram.
Youth, thou bearest thy father's face. Welcome to Paris. My thanks and duty are your majesty's. You're bad at this. You're terrible. I would I had that corporal soundness now as when thy father and myself in friendship first tried our soldiership. He lasted long, but on us both did haggish age steal on and wore us out of act. He did look far into the service of the tide, and was discipled of the bravest. Who were below him he used as creatures of another state, and bowed his eminent top to their low ranks, making them proud of his humility, and therefore praise he humbled. Such a man might be a copy to these younger times, which followed well would demonstrate them now, but goers backwards. It's good remembrance, sir. Lies richer in your thoughts than on his tomb.
Would I were with you.
Oh, my lord!
How long is it kept? How long is it, Count, since that physician at your father's died? He was much famed.
Some 6 months since, my lord.
Oh, if he were living, I would try him yet. Oh, lend me an arm. The rest... Good man. The rest have worn me out with several applications, nature and sickness, debated at their leisure. Welcome, Count. My sons, no dear.
Thank your majesty.
Get you gone, Sirrah. The complaints I have heard of you I do not all believe. 'Tis my slowness that I do not. For I know you lack not folly to commit them, and have ability enough to make such knaveries yours.
Tis not unknown to you, madam. I am a poor fellow.
Well, sir.
No, madam, 'tis not so well that I am poor, though many of the rich are damned. But if I may have your ladyship's goodwill to go to the world, Isbel, the woman, and I,
we'll do as we may.
Well, don't need to be a beggar.
I do beg your goodwill in this case.
In what case?
In Ismael's case, and mine. Service is no heritage, and indeed I think I shall never have the blessing of God till I have issue of my body.
Where? Tell me, why is this all your worship's reason?
My poor body, madam, requires it. I am driven on by the flesh, and he must needs go that the devil drives. But I have other holy reasons, such as they are.
May the world know them.
I have been, madam, a very wicked creature. And indeed, I do marry that I may repent.
Wilt thou ever be a foul-mouthed and calumnious knave?
Oh, a prophet, I, madam, and indeed, I speak the truth the next way.
Sarah, tell my gentlewoman I would speak with her. Helen, I mean.
Why the Grecian sack Troy? But none born was this king Priam's joy. With that she sighed as she stood. You too. With that she sighed as she stood. Very good. And gave the sentence then. Among 9 bad, if one be good. Among 9 bad, if one be good. There's but one good in 10. There's but one good in 10. Everybody in the audience. There's but one good in 10. Thank you.
What, one good in 10? You corrupt the song, Sarah.
One good woman in 10, which is a purifying of the song. Oh, would God would serve the world so all the year 1 in 10, quoth we might have a good woman born, but at every blazing star, huh? Or at an earthquake, to amend the lottery well, a man may draw his heart out ere a pluck one.
Get you gone, Sir Knave, and do as I command you.
Helen! That man should be at woman's command, and yet no hurt done.
What is your pleasure, madam?
You know, Helen, I am a mother to you.
Mine honorable mistress.
Nay, a mother. Why not a mother? When I said a mother, methought you saw a serpent. What's in mother that makes you start at it? Does it curd thy blood to call me mother? Oh, what's the matter? But this distempered messenger of what the many-colored iris rounds thine eye? Why? That you are my daughter?
The Count Brazilian cannot be my brother. I am from humble, he from honored name. No note upon my parents, his all noble. My master, my dear lord he is, and I his servant live, and will his vassal die. He must not be my brother.
Nor I your mother.
You are my mother, madam. Would you were, so that my lord your son were not my brother, but...
Oh, yes, Helen. You might be my daughter-in-law. You love my son, 'tis so. For look, your cheeks confess it the one to the other. And thine eyes see it so grossly shown in thy behaviors that in their kind they speak it. I charge thee, as heaven shall work in me for thine avail, tell me truly.
Good madam, pardon me.
Do you love my son?
Your pardon, noble mistress.
Love you, my son.
Do not you love him, madam?
Oh, go not about. My love hath a bond in it whereof the world takes note. Come, come, disclose the state of thy affections, for thy passions are to the full appeached.
Then I confess, here on my knees before high heaven and you, that before you and next unto high heaven, I love your son. My friends were poor but honest, so's my love. Be not offended, for it hurts not him that he is loved of me. I follow him not. I know I love in vain. Strive against hope. Yet in this captious and untenable sieve, I still pour in the waters of my love. Let not your hate encounter with my love for loving where you do. But if you yourself did ever so in true a flame of liking, wish chastely and love dearly, that your Dian was both herself and love, oh, then give pity to her whose state is such but cannot choose but lend and give where she is sure to lose.
Had you not lately an intent, speak truly, to go to Paris?
Madam, I had.
Wherefore? Tell true.
You know, my father left me some prescriptions of rare and proved effects. Among the rest, there is a remedy, approved, set down, to cure the desperate languishings whereof the king is rendered lost.
This was your motive for Paris, was it?
Speak! My lord, your son made me to think on this, else Paris and the medicine and the king had from the conversation of my thoughts haply been absent then.
But think you, Helen, if you should tender your supposed aid, he would receive it?
Oh, there is something in it, more than my father's skill, which was the greatest of his profession, that his good receipt shall for my legacy be sanctified by the luckiest stars in heaven. And if you would but give me leave to try success, I'll venture this well-lost life of mine on his grace's cure by such a day and hour.
Dost thou believe it?
Aye, madam, knowingly.
Why then, Helen, thou hast my leave and love, means and attendance, and loving greetings to those of mine in court. I will stay at home and pray God's blessing into thy attempt. Be gone tomorrow, and be sure of this. What I can help thee to, thou shalt not miss.
Oh, you brought a friend. Farewell, young lords. These warlike principles do not throw from you, and you, my lords, farewell. Share the advice betwixt you if both gain. All the gift doth stretch itself, and 'tis received, and 'tis enough for both.
'Tis our hope, sir, after well-entered soldiers, to return and find your grace and health.
No, it cannot be. Farewell. Whether I live or die, be you the sons of worthy Frenchmen. See that you come not to woo honor, but to wed it. When the bravest question shrinks, find what you seek, that fame may cry you loud, I say, farewell.
Your health at your bidding serve your majesty.
Now those girls of Italy. Take heed of them. They say our French lack language to deny if they demand. Woo! Beware of being captives before you, sir.
Our hearts receive your warning.
Farewell.
Oh, my sweet lord, that you will stay behind us.
'Tis not his fault, the spy.
No, 'tis brave war.
Aye, most admirable. I have seen those wars.
I am commanded here and kept a coil with. Too young. 'Tis too early. The next year.
And thy mind stand to it, boy. Steal away bravely.
I shall stay here, the 4-horse to a smart, creaking my shoes on the plain masonry, till honor be bought up, and no sword worn, but one to dance with. Oh, by heaven, I'll steal away.
Oh, there's honor in the fact.
Commit it,
I
Count.
am your accessory, and so farewell.
I go to you, and our parting is a tortured body.
Farewell, Captain.
Sweet, Monsieur Burrow.
A word, noble heroes. My sword and yours are kin. Good sparks and lustrous. Ha! 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 A word, good metals. Within the regiment of the Spinii, you shall find one Captain Spurio. Within his cicatrice, an emblem of war, here on his sinister cheek, was this sword entrenched in. Ha! Ha! Oh, good block, yes. Say to him I live, and observe his reports of me.
We shall, noble captain.
Mars dote on you for his novices. Now go away. No, to some other place, please. Yes, get out of here. What shall you do, Count?
Stay, the king.
Pardon, my lord, for me and for my tidings.
Oh, I'll fee thee to stand up.
And here's a man stands that has brought his pardon. I would you had kneeled, my lord, to ask me mercy, and that at my bidding you could so stand up.
I would I had, so I had broke thy pate, and ask thee mercy for it.
Good faith across, but my good lord, 'tis thus. Will you be cured of your infirmity?
Oh, no.
My lord, there's one arrived that in her sex, her years, profession, wisdom, and constancy hath amazed me more than I dare blame my weakness. Will you see her, for that is her demand, and know her business? That done, laugh well at me.
Now, good LaFoe, bring in the admiration that we with thee may spend our wonder too. Or take off thine by wondering how thou tookst it.
Nay, I'll fit you and not be all day neither.
Does he his special nothing ere prologues?
Nay, come your ways.
Oh, this haste hath wings indeed.
Nay, come your ways. This is his majesty. Say your mind in.
Now, fair one, does your business follow us?
Aye, my good lord. Gerard de Narbonne was my father. In what he did profess, well found.
I knew him.
The rather will I spare my praises toward him, knowing him's enough. On sped of death, many receipts he gave me, chiefly one, which as the dearest issue of his practice and of his old experience, the only darling he bade me store up, as triple I, safer than mine own too, more dear. I have so. And hearing that your majesty is touched with that malignant cause wherein the honor of my dear father's gift stands chief in power, I come to tender it and my appliance with all bound humbleness.
Well, we thank thee, maiden, but may not be so credulous of cure. When our most learned doctors leave us and the congregated college have concluded that laboring art can never ransom nature from her inedible estate, I say we must not so stain our judgment or corrupt our hope to prostitute our past cure malady to empirics, or to dissever our great self and our credit to esteem a senseless help when help past sense we did.
What I can do no hurt to try, since you set up your rest against remedy. Oft expectation fails, and most oft there where it most promises, and oft it hits where hope is coldest and despair most fits.
I must not hear thee. Fare thee well, kind maid.
Dear sir, to my endeavors give consent. Of heaven, not myself make an experiment. I am not an impostor that proclaim myself against the level of mine aim, but I know I think, and I think I know most sure, my art is not past power, nor you past cure.
Well, upon thy certainty and confidence, what darest thou venture?
Tax of impudence?
Oh.
Strumpet's boldness. Divulged shame traduced by odious ballads. My maiden's name steered otherwise. Nay, worse, if worse, extended with vilest torture, let my life be ended.
Methinks in thee some blessed spirit doth speak his powerful sound within an organ weak, and what impossibility would slay in common sense, sense saves another way. Sweet practicer, thy physic I will try, that ministers thine own death, if I die.
If I break time or flinch in property of what I spoke, unpitied, let me die and well deserved. Not helping, death's my fee. But if I help, what do you promise me?
Oh, make thy demand.
But will you make it even?
Aye, by my scepter and my hopes of heaven.
Then thou shalt give me with thy kingly hand what husband in thy power I will command. Exempted be from me to choose from forth the royal blood of France, but such a one, thy vassal, whom I know is free for thee to ask and thee to bestow.
Not today. Here's my arm. The premises observed. Thy will by my performance shall be served. So, make the choice of thine own time, for I, thy resolved patient, on thee still rely. If thou proceed as high as word, my deed shall match thy meed.
this?
Go! Call before me all the lords in court. Fair maid, send forth thine eye. This noble parcel of youthful bachelors stand at my bestowing, o'er whom both sovereign power and a father's voice I have to use. Thou hast power to choose, and they none to forsake. Hey!
To each of you, one fair and virtuous mistress fall when love please. Marry to each but one.
Peruse them well. Not one of those but had a noble father.
Gentlemen, heaven hath through me restored the king to health.
We understand it, and thank heaven for you.
I am a simple maid, and therein wealthiest that I protest I am simply a maid.
Make choice, and see who shuns thy love, shuns all his love in me.
Please it your majesty, I have done so already. And to imperial love, that God most high to my sighs stream. Sir, will you hear my suit? Thanks, sir. All the rest is mute. The honor, sir, that flames in your fair eyes before I speak too humbly replies. Love, make your bed 20 times her above who so wishes and her humble love.
No, better if you please.
My wish receive, which great love grant, and so I take my leave.
Do all they deny her?
Yes.
And they were sons of mine, I'd have them whipped, or else I'd send them to the Turk to make eunuchs of
Oh,
them.
but be not afraid that I your hand should take. I would never do you wrong for your own sake. Blessing upon your vows, and in your bed find fairer fortune if you ever wed.
These boys are boys of ice. They'll none have her. Sure, they are bastards to the English. The French ne'er got them.
I dare not say I take you, but I give me and my service ever whilst I live into your guiding care. This is the man!
Why then, young Bertram? Take her! She's thy wife!
My wife!
Your wife!
My liege, I shall beseech your highness in such a business. Give me leave to use the help of mine own eyes.
Knowest thou not, Bertram, what she has done for me?
Aye, my lord. But never hope to know why I should marry her.
Thou knowest she has raised me from my sickly bed.
But follows it, my lord, to bring me down must answer for your raising? I know her well. She had her breeding at my father's charge, a poor physician's daughter, my wife. Oh, disdain rather corrupt me ever.
'Tis only title thou disdainst in her, the which I can build up. Strange it is that our bloods of color, weight, and heat poured all together would quite confound distinction, yet stand off in differences so mighty. If she be all that is virtuous, save what thou dislikest, a poor physician's daughter, thou dislikest a virtue for the name. But do not so. If thou canst like this creature as a maid, I can create the rest. Virtue, and she is her own dower, honor and wealth from me.
I cannot love her, nor will I strive to do it.
What? Come on, you ridiculous.
Thou wrongst thyself if thou shouldst strive to do so.
That you are well restored, my lord, I'm glad. Let the rest go.
Oh, my honor's at the stake, which to defeat I must produce my power. Here, take her hand. Proud, scornful boy, unworthy this good gift, obey our will, which travails in thy good. Believe not thy disdain, but presently do thine own fortunes that obedient right which both thy duty and our power claims. Or I will throw thee from my care forever into the staggers and careless lapse of youth and ignorance, both my revenge and hate loosing upon thee in the name of justice without all terms of pity. Speak thine answer.
Pardon me, my liege, for I submit my fancy to your eyes. When I consider what great creation and what dole of honor flies where you bid it, I find that she, which late was in my nobler thoughts most base, is now the praise of the king, who so ennobled is as preborn so.
Take her by the hand and tell her she is thine, to whom I promise a counterpoise, if not to thy estate, a balance more replete.
I take her hand.
Hey! Good fortune! Good fortune and the favor of the king smile upon this contract, whose ceremony shall seem expedient on the now born brief and be performed tonight! Tonight! As thou lovest her, thy love's to me religious. Else does err.
Do you hear, monsieur? A word with you.
Your pleasure, my lord.
Your lord and master did well to make his recantation.
Recantation! My lord! My master!
Aye? Is it not a language I speak?
Aye, and a most harsh one, not to be understood without bloody succeeding.
Oh, are you companion to the Count Lucilian?
Aye, to any count. To all counts. To what is man?
To what is Count's man? Count's master is of another style.
You are too old, sir. Let it satisfy you. You are too old.
I did think you, for two ordinaries, to be a pretty wise fellow.
Oh,
Thou didst make tolerable vent of thy travels.
I've been around.
It might pass. Yet the scars
Do you like
and the bannerets about thee did manifoldly dissuade me from believing thee a vessel of too great a burden. Oh, I have now found thee. When I lose thee again, I care not. Yet art thou good for nothing but taking up, and that thou art scarce worth.
If thou hadst not the privilege of antiquity upon
Do
thee,
not plunge thyself too far in anger, lest thou hasten thy trial, which if Lord have mercy on thee for a hen. So, my good window of lattice, thy casement I need not open, for I look through thee. Give me thy hand.
Like Superman or something. Oh, my lord, you do me most egregious indignity!
Aye, with all my heart, and thou art worthy of it.
My lord, I have not deserved it.
Oh, yes, good faith, every dram of it, and I will not bake thee a scruple.
I shall be wiser.
Oh, even as soon as thou canst. Oh, if ever thou beest bound in thy scarf and beaten, oh, thou shalt find what it is to be proud of thy bondage.
My lord, you do me most insupportable vexation.
I would it were hurricanes for thy sake, and my poor doing eternal, for doing I am past, as I will by thee, in what motion age will give me leave.
Scurvy, old, filthy, scurvy lord! Must be patient. There is no fettering of authority. I'll beat him and I can meet him again. I have no more privilege on his age, and he were double and double a lord. Why, if he were twice his age, I'd beat him as if he were. I'd beat him as if he were. I'll beat him and I can meet him again.
Your lord and master's married. There's news for you. You have a new mistress.
I most unfeignedly beseech your lordship to make some reservations of your wrongs. He is my good lord, whom I serve above is my master.
Who? God?
Aye, sir.
The devil it is that's thy master. Now, by mine honor, if I were but 2 hours younger, I'd beat thee! Methinks thou art a general offense, and every man should beat thee. I think thou wast created for men to breathe themselves upon thee.
Oh, my lord, I have not deserved this.
You are not worth another word, else I'd call you knave.
What? No!
I leave you.
It's good. It is very good. It is so. Good. Very good. Let it be concealed a while.
Undone and forfeited to cares forever.
What? What, sweetheart?
Although I have sworn before the solemn priest, I'll not bed her.
What's the matter, sweetheart?
Oh, my parolees, they have married me.
Oh.
Onto the Tuscan Wars.
Aye.
And never bed her.
Aye. To the wars! France is a dog hole, and no more merits the tread of a man's foot. To the war!
There's a letter from my mother. What the import is, I know not.
Aye, that'll be known. To the wars, my boy. He hides his honor in a box unseen that hugs his kicky-wicky here at home, spending his manly marrow in her arms that should sustain the bound and high curvet of Mars's fiery steed. To the wars! To other regions! France is a stable, and we that dwell in it, trees! To the war!
It shall be so. I will send her to my house, acquaint my mother with my hate to her, and wherefore I am fled, and write to the king that which I durst not speak. His present gift shall furnish me to those Italian fields where noble fellows strike. War is no strife to the dark house and the detested wife.
But wilt this bravery hold? Art sure, Coragio?
Go with me to my room and advise me. I'll send her straight away. Tomorrow, I'll to the war, she to her single sorrow.
By these balls bound, there's noise in its heart, 'tis heard. The young man that's married is the man that's marred. Steal away from her, bravely go. The king hath done thee wrong, but shh, 'tis so.
My mother greets me kindly. Is she well?
She is not well, but yet she has her health. She's very merry, but she is not well. But thanks be given, she's very well indeed and wants nothing in the world, but she is not well.
If she be very well, what does she ail that she's not very well?
Truly, she's very well indeed, but for two things.
What two things?
One, that she's not in heaven, whither God sent her quickly. The other, that she's on earth, from whence God sent her quickly.
God bless you, fortunate lady.
I hope, sir, that I have your goodwill to have mine own good fortunes.
In leading them, you had them, and in keeping them, you have them still. My knave. How does my old lady?
So that you had her wrinkles, and I her money. I would she did as you say.
Why, I say nothing.
Oh, Mary, you are the wiser man, for many a man's tongue shakes out his master's undoing. To say nothing, and to do nothing, and to know nothing, and to have nothing is to be a great part of your title, which is within a very little of nothing.
Go to, a very witty fool. I have found you.
Did you find me in yourself, sir, or were you taught to find me?
In myself?
Oh, yes.
Well,
much full may you find in you, even to the world's pleasure in the increase of laughter.
You are a very strange little man. A witty fool, yes, and well fed. Madam, my lord must take his leave tonight. A very serious business calls on him. The great prerogative and right of love, which is your due time claims, and he acknowledges, but puts over to a compelled restraint, whose want and whose delay is strewed with sweets, and these, distilled in the curbed time, shall make the coming hour overflow with joy, and pleasure drown the brim.
What is his will else?
That having this achieved, you take your immediate leave of the king, hastened with your own proceedings, and strengthened with whatever apologies may make it seem probable cause.
What more commands he?
That having this achieved, you await his further pleasures.
On everything, I wait upon his will.
I shall report it so.
I pray you. Come, Sirrah.
But I hope your lordship thinks not him a soldier.
Aye, my lord, and a very valiant approve.
You have it from his own deliverance.
And by other warranted testimony.
Then my dial goes not true. I took this lark for a bunting.
I do assure you, my lord, he is very great in knowledge and accordingly valiant. Is she gone away to the king?
Aye, she is.
Will she away tonight?
As you'll have her.
God save you, Captain.
And you, my lord?
Is there some unkindness between my lord and you, monsieur?
I know not how I have deserved to fall into my good lord's displeasure.
Oh, you have made shift to run into it, boots and spurs and all.
It may be you have mistaken him, my lord.
And shall do so ever, though I took him at his prayers. Fare you well, my lord. And believe this of me, there can be no kernel in this light nut. The soul of this man is his clothes. Trust him not in matter of heavy consequence. Fare you well, monsieur. I have spoken better of you than I have or will to deserve at my hand. But we must do good against evil.
Yes, very idle lord, I swear.
I think so.
Oh, I do not know him.
I do know him well, and common speech gives him a worthy pass. Here comes my clog.
I have, sir, as I was commanded from you, spoke with the king and have procured his leave for present parting. Only he desires some private speech with you.
I shall obey his command. You must not marvel, Helen, at my present course, which holds not color with the time, nor does the administration or required office on my particular. Prepared not, was I, for such a business. Therefore am I found so much unsettled. This drives me to entreat you that presently you take our way for home, and rather muse than ask why I entreat you, for my respects are better than they seem. This to my mother. To be 2 days ere I shall see you, so I leave you to your wisdom.
Sir, I can nothing say, but I am your most obedient servant.
Come, no more of that.
I never shall, with true observance, seek to eke out that wherein toward me my humble stars have failed to equal my great fortune.
Let that go. My haste is very great. I to horse.
Pray, sir, your pardon.
Well, what would you say?
I am not worthy of the wealth I owe, nor dare I say 'tis mine, and yet it is. But like a timorous thief, most fain would steal that which law does vouch mine own.
What would you have?
Something, and scarce so much. Nothing, indeed. I would not tell you what I would, my lord. Faith, yes. Strangers and foes do sunder and not kiss.
Green sleeves. Pray stay not, but get thee gone.
I shall not break your bidding, good my lord.
Very mother, man, monsieur. Farewell. Go thou toward home, where I will never come while I can shake the sword or hear the drum.
Aye, steal away bravely, Coraggio, come.
Away and for our flight.
I have sent you a daughter-in-law. She hath recovered the king and undone me. I have wedded her, not bedded her, and sworn to make the knot eternal. You shall hear I am run away, know it before the report come. If there be breath enough in the world, I will hold a long distance my duty to you, your unfortunate son, Bertram.
Yonder is heavy news within between 2 soldiers and my young lady.
What is the matter?
Nay, there is some comfort in the news, madam. Some comfort. Your son will not be killed so soon as I thought he would.
Why should he be killed?
So say I, madam, if he run away, as I hear he does. The danger is in standing to it. That's the loss of men, though it be the getting of children. Here they come, will tell you more. For my part, I only hear your son was run away. Save you, good madam.
Madam, my lord is gone, forever gone.
He's gone to serve the Duke of Florence.
Look on his passport here, his letter. When thou canst get the ring upon my finger, which never shall come off, and show me a child begotten of thy body that I am father to, then call me husband. But in such a then I write a never. This is a dreadful sentence.
Brought you this letter, gentlemen.
Aye, madam, and for the content's sake are sorry for our pain.
I prithee, lady, have a better cheer. If thou engrossest all the griefs of thine, thou robb'st me of a moiety. He was my son. But I do wash his name out of my blood, and thou art all my child.
Oh, no.
Brought you this letter, gentlemen?
Aye, madam.
Whither Has he gone?
He's going to be a soldier, such is his noble purpose. Believe it, the Duke will lay upon him all the honor that good convenience claims.
I will entreat you when you see my son to tell him that his sword can never win the honor that he loses. More will I entreat you Whitten to bear along.
We serve you, madam, in that and all your worthiest affairs.
Not so, but as we change our courtesies, will you draw near? Till I have no wife, I have nothing in France. No thing in France until he has no wife. Thou shalt have none, Roussillon, none in France, then hast thou all again. Oh, poor Lord, his eye that chased thee from thy country, and exposed those tender limbs of thine to the event of the none-sparing war? And is it I that drive thee from the sportive court, where thou wast shot at with fair eyes to be the mark of smoky muskets? Oh, you leaden messengers that ride upon the violent speed of fire, fly with false aim. Move the still peering air that sings with piercing, do not touch my lord. Whoever shoots at him, I set him there. Whoever charges at his forward breast, I am the caitiff that do hold him to it, and though I kill him not, I am the cause his death were so affected. Better 'twere all the miseries that nature owes were mine at once. No, come thou home, Roussillon. Whence honor but of danger wins a scar, as oft it loses all. I will be gone. My being here it is that holds thee hence. Shall I stay here to do it? No, no. Although the air of paradise did fan the house, and angels officed all, I will be gone. Come, night, and day, for with the dark, poor thief, I'll steal away.
We will now take a short intermission. Please take this opportunity to visit our concession stand or to purchase raffle tickets.
and we, great in our hope, lay our best love and credence upon thy promising fortune.
Sir, it is a charge too heavy for my strength, but yet we'll strive to bear it for your worthy sake to the extreme edge of hazard.
Then go thou forth, and fortune play upon thy prosperous helm as thy auspicious mistress.
Great Mars, on this very day I put myself into thy file. Make me but like my thoughts, and I'll prove a lover of thy drum, hater of love.
Hate.
Oh.
Disgusting. It's me.
I am Saint Jacques Pilgrim thither gone. Right, that from the bloody course of war, my dearest master, your dearest son, may high. Bless him at home in peace, whilst I from his far his name with zealous fervor sanctify. He is too good and fair for death and me, whom I myself embrace to set him free. Oh, what sharp stings are in her mildest words. Dispatch the most convenient messenger. When happily he shall hear that she is gone, he will return again, and hope I may that she, hearing so much, will speed her foot. Provide this messenger. Oh, mine heart is heavy and mine age is weak. Grief would have tears and sorrow bids me speak. Oh.
God save you, pilgrim! Whither are you bound?
To Saint Jacques Le Grand. Is this the way?
Aye, marry, is it? Hark you, they come this way. If you will tarry, holy pilgrim, but till the troop comes by, I will conduct you to where you shall be lodged. The rather, for I think I know your hostess as ample as myself.
Is it yourself?
If you shall please so, pilgrim.
I thank you and will stay upon your leisure.
You came, I think, from France?
I did so.
Here, you will see a countryman of yours that has done worthy service.
His name, I pray you.
The Count Roussillian! Know you such a one?
But by the name that speaks most nobly of his face I know not.
Whatsoe'er he is, he's bravely taken here. He stole from France, as is reported, for the king had married him against his will. Think you it is so?
I mere the truth. I know his lady.
Alas, poor lady, 'tis a hard bondage to become the wife of a detesting lord.
I warrant, good creature, wheresoe'er she lies, her heart weighs sadly. This young maid could do her a shrewd turn, if she pleased.
How do you mean? Maybe the amorous count solicits her in the unlawful purpose?
He does indeed, and brooks with all that can in such a suit corrupt the tender honor of a maid. But she is armed for him, and keeps her guard in honestest defense. So now they come.
Which is the Frenchman?
He, that with the plume. 'Tis a most gallant fellow. I would he loved his wife. If he were honester, he were much goodlier. Is not a handsome gentleman.
I like him well.
'Tis pity he's not honest. Yon's that same knave that leads him to these places. Were I his lady, I would poison that vile rascal.
Lose our drop! Where?
Oh, he's shrewdly vexed at something. Look, he spied us. Marry, hang you. The troop is past. Come, pilgrim. I will take you to where you shall host. I've enjoined penitents. There's 4 or 5 to Grace St. Jacques bound already at my house.
Lord, let him do it. Let him have his way.
If your lordship find him not a Hilding, hold me no more on your respect.
mine own direct knowledge, without any malice. But to speak of him as my kinsman, he is a most notable coward, an infinite and endless liar, an hourly promise breaker, the owner of no one good quality worthy your lordship's entertainment.
Who has my drum?
I would I knew in what particular action to try him.
None better than to let him fetch off his drum, which you hear him so confidently undertake to do.
Oh, I, with a troop of Florentines, will suddenly surprise him, huh? We will bind and hoodwink him. Be but your lordship present at his examination. If he do not, for the promise of his life, offer to betray you and deliver all the intelligence in his power against you, never trust my judgment in anything.
Oh, for the love of laughter, let him fetch his drum. He says he has a stratagem for it. Here he comes.
Oh, for the love of laughter, hinder not the honor of his design. Let him fetch off that drum in any hand.
I will find my drum!
Now, sir, this drum sticks sorely in your disposition.
A pox on it! Let it go! 'Tis but a drum!
But a drum! But a drum so lost! There was an excellent command to rend our horses upon our own wings and rend our own soldiers?
That was not to be blamed in the command of the service. It was a disaster of war that Caesar himself could not have prevented.
Caesar!
If he had been there to command.
Well, we cannot greatly condemn our success. Some dishonor we had in the loss of this instrument, but it is not to be recovered.
It might have been recovered!
It might, but it is not now.
It is to be recovered! I would have that drum or another, or hic jacket.
Ooh, it's Latin.
Why, if you have a stomach, to it, monsieur. If you think your mystery and stratagem can bring this instrument of honor again into his native quarter, be magnanimous in the enterprise and go on. I will grace the attempt for a worthy exploit.
By the hand of a soldier, I shall do it!
Yes, you must not now slumber on it.
Well, I shall set about it this evening. By midnight, I shall pen down my dilemmas. I shall put myself into my mortal preparation. I shall encourage myself into my certainty and look to hear further from me. Ha!
I know thou art valiant.
Ha!
To the possibility of thy soldiership, I will subscribe for thee.
Ha!
Farewell.
I love not many words.
I love not many words, no more than a fish loves water. Is not this the strangest fellow, my lord, that so confidently seems to undertake this business, which he knows is not to be done, damns himself to do, dares better be damned than to do it?
Why, do you think he will make no attempt at all of this that so seriously he does address himself unto?
Oh, none in the world. You shall see his fall tonight, for indeed he is not for your lordship's respect. I must go look my twigs, huh? He shall be caught.
Your brother, he shall go along with me.
As it please your lordship.
Now shall I lead you to the house and show you the last that I spoke of.
But you say she's honest.
That's all the fault. I spoke with her but once. Found her wondrous cold. But I have sent to her by the same coxcomb that we have of the wind, tokens and letters, which she did resend. That's all I've done. She's a lovely creature. Will you go see her?
With all my heart, my lord.
Now I see the bottom of your purpose. You see it lawful then. It is no more but that your daughter, ere she seems as one, desires his ring, appoints him an encounter, in fine delivers me to fill the time, herself most chastely absent. After this, to marry her, I'll add 3,000 crowns to what is passed already. I have yielded. Instruct my daughter how she shall persever that time and place with this deceit so lawful may prove coherent. Why then, let us essay our plot, which, if its speed, is sinful meaning in a lawful deed and the lawful meaning in a lawful act. We're both not sin and yet a sinful fact. But let's about it.
He must think us some band of strangers in the adversary's entertainment. Now, he hath a smack of all neighboring languages. Therefore, we must every one be a man to his own fancy. Not to know what we speak one to another, but so we seem to know is to know straight our purpose. Chuff's language, gabble enough and good enough. As for you, interpreter? What? What? You must seem very politic. But couch! Oh, here he comes to beguile 2 hours in a sleep, and then to return and swear the lies he forges.
Ah! Oh, Lord. Oh. It's but 10 o'clock. Within these 3 hours will be time to go home again. What shall I say I have done, huh? It must be a very plausible invention that carries it. And they begin to smoke me, and dishonors have of late knocked too oft at my door. I find that my tongue is foolhardy, but my heart hath the fear of Mars before it, and his creatures, and dares not follow through the reports of my tongue.
Indeed, this is the first truth that e'er thine own tongue be guilty of.
What the devil should move me to undertake the recovery of this drum? Not being unaware of the impossibility, and knowing that I had no purpose for it. I will give myself some hurts, and swear that I got them in exploit. Oh! Oh, why would you laugh at that? It's not funny. Oh, no. The small ones shall not carry it. They will laugh and say, came you off with so little? Oh. Aye. Perhaps the cutting of my garments, or the breaking of my Spanish sword. Or to drown my clothes and swear that they were taken in exploit, Although I swore I leapt from the window of the citadel. I don't know, some 30, 40 fathoms.
Oh, 3 great oaths would scarce make that be believed.
I wish I had a drum of the enemies. I would swear that I had gotten it in exploit.
Oh, you shall hear one anon.
Oh, no! Oh, no! A drum of the enemies!
Cargo!
Ransom, please, do not hide my knives! No, I said don't hide my knives! Moscow Stromaldo! Moscow! I know you're of the Moscow's regiment. If there be any here among you who can speak German, or Low Dutch, or Italiano, or Francais, let him speak to me now, and I shall discover that shall undo the Florentine.
Basta chiamado! I understand it, and can speak that tongue. Kelevanto! Sir, betake thee to thy faith, for 17 poniards are at thy bosom. Pray. Moncaravagna dolce.
Obscuri dulcius, volvi varco!
All right, the general is content to spare thee, and hoodwinked as thou art, will lead thee on to gather from thee. Haply thou mayst inform something to save thy life.
If I do not, damn me!
Accordamenta! Come on, thou art right into space. Here's a step here. Here's another step. A spider! Spider! He's no spider.
Why would you tell me that?
They told me that your name was Fontabelle.
No, my good lord, Diana.
Titled goddess and worth it with addition. But, fair soul, in your fine frame hath love no quality. If the quick fire of youth light not your mind, you are no maiden, but a monument. No? When you are dead, you should be such a one as you are now, for you are cold and stern. And now you should be as your mother was when your sweet self was got.
She then was honest.
So should you be.
No. My mother did but duty. Such, my lord, as you owe to your wife.
Pity, no more of that. Do not strive against my vows. I was compelled to her, but I love thee by love's own sweet constraint, and will forever do thee all rights of service.
Give me that ring.
I'll lend it thee, my dear, but I have no power to give it from me.
Will you not, my lord?
Oh, it is an honor longing to our house, bequeathed down from many ancestors, which were the greatest obloquy in the world, and me to lose.
Mine honors such a ring. My chastity's the jewel of our house, bequeathed down from many ancestors, which were the greatest obloquy in the world and me to lose. Thus your own proper wisdom brings in the champion honor in my part against your great offense.
Here! Take my ring. My house, mine honor, yea, my life be thine, and I'll be bid by thee.
When midnight comes, knock at my chamber window. All order take my mother shall not hear. Now will I charge you in the band of truth. When you have conquered my yet maiden bed, remain there but an hour, nor speak to me. My reasons are most strong, and you shall know them when back again this ring shall be delivered.
Heaven on earth, I have won by wooing thee.
My mother told me just how he would woo as if she sat in's heart. She says all men have the like oaths. He had sworn to marry me when his wife's dead. Therefore, I'll lie with him when I am buried. Since Frenchmen are so braid, marry that will I live and die a maid. Only in this disguise I think it no sin to cozen him that would unjustly win.
Letter? Nay, I have delivered it an hour since. There's something in it that stings his nature. For on the reading it, he changed almost into another man.
He hath much worthy blame laid upon him for shaking off so good a wife and so sweet a lady.
Especially he hath incurred the everlasting displeasure of the king. What will Count Rousillon do next? Will he travel higher, or will he return again into France?
Sir, his wife, some 2 months since fled from his house. Her pretense is a pilgrimage to St. Jacques le Grand, which holy undertaking with most austere sanctimony she accomplished. And there, residing the tenderness of her nature became as a prey to her grief, in fine, made a groan of her last breath. And now she sings in heaven.
Hath the Count all this intelligence?
Aye.
Well, I am heartily sorry, and he'll be glad of all this. How now, good my lord? Is it not after midnight?
I have, tonight, dispatched 16 separate businesses, a month's length apiece, by an abstract of success. I've congied with the Duke, done my adieu with his nearest, writ to my lady mother I am returning, buried a wife, mourned for her, and entertained my convoy. And between these main parcels of dispatch effected many nicer needs, the last of which was the greatest. And that is not done yet. Come, bring forth this counterfeit module. He has deceived me like a double-speaking prophecy.
Bring him forth! I sat in the stocks all night. Poor gallant knave.
Oh, no matter. His heels have deserted him, usurping his spurs so long. How does he carry himself?
Well, I've told your lordship already. The stocks carry him. But to answer you as you would be understood, he weeps like a wench that had shed her milk. He hath confessed himself to Morgan, whom he supposes to be a friar, from the time of his remembrance to this very instant disaster of his setting in the stocks. So what think you he hath confessed?
Nothing of me, has he?
His confession is taken, and it shall be read to his face. If your lordship be in it, you must have the patience to hear it.
Porto Rossa! Oh, the general calls for the, how you say, torture! What will you say without them? I shall confess what I know without constraint. If you pinch me like a pasty, I can say no more.
Oh, you are a merciful general.
Thank you.
Oh, the general bids you to answer what I shall ask you out of a note. First, demand of him how many horse the Duke is strong.
Some 5,000 or 6,000. But very weak and unserviceable. The troops are all scattered, and the commanders are poor rogues, every one of them, as I hope to live.
He's very near the truth in this.
Well, that's a set down.
Yes, well, I humbly thank you. A truth is a truth. The rogues are marvelous poor.
What shall be done with him?
Nothing, but let him have thanks. Demand of him my condition and what credit I have with the Duke.
Well, that's a set down.
Humbly thank you, yes.
Next, demand of him whether he know one Captain Dumais, a Frenchman.
Yes.
What his reputation is with the Duke, what his valor, his honesty, his expertness in wars, and whether were not possible with well-weighing sums of gold to corrupt him, to revolt. What do you say to him?
I beseech you, let me answer the particular of the interrogatories. Demand them singly.
Do you know this Captain Dumais?
Oh, I know him. Was a botcher's prentice in Paris, from whence he was whipped for getting the Shreve's fool with child. 'Twas a dumb innocent could not say him nay.
Stay your hand, though I know his brain is forfeited the next tile that falls.
What is his reputation with the Duke?
Oh, the Duke knows him for nothing more than a poor commander of mine, and writ to me the other day to turn him out of the band. I have his letter in my pocket here.
Here it is. Yes. Here's the paper. Shall I read it to you?
I do not know if that be a to know.
Diane, that counts a fool.
No. That is not the Duke's letter. That is an advertisement to a proper maid of Florence, one Diane, to avoid the allurements of one Count Rassillion. A very idle and ruttish boy, but for all that quite dangerous. I pray you put it up again.
Nay, I'll read it first by your favor.
Well, I do tell you that my meaning in the letter was very innocent on the part of the young maid. For although I know him to be dangerous and lascivious, he is also a whale to all virginity and will eat up all the fry he finds.
Damnable, both sides rogue.
Yes.
When he makes oaths, bid him drop
No,
gold and take
it's an iambic pentameter, the rhythm, boy.
After he scores, he never pays the score.
Yes.
Half one is match well made, match in well
good.
make it. He never pays after, that's take it before. And say a soldier Diane told thee this, men are to melt with, boys are not to kiss.
No, don't kiss boys.
For account of this, the count's a fool, I know it, who pays before, but not when he does owe it. Thine as he bowed to thee, and thine ear, parole it.
He shall be whipped through the army with this rhyme in his forehead.
This is your devoted friend, sir, the all-important soldier and the manifold linguist.
I perceive, sir, by the general's looks.
Yes.
We shall be fain to hang you.
No, sir, please, let me live. Not that I am afraid to die, but my offenses being many, I would live out the remainder of my life repenting. Oh, let me live in the dungeons and the stocks just that I might live.
So you confess freely. We'll see what may be done. Once more to this Captain Dumais. Oh, there. You have answered to his valor, his reputation with the Duke. What is his honesty?
Oh, sir, he will steal an egg out of a cloister. For rapes and ravishments, he rivals Nessus. He does not keep oaths, but in breaking them, he is stronger than Hercules. He speaks lies with such volubility that you would think truth were a fool. His best virtue is in being drunk, for he does little harm to those around him, save his bedclothes. But we know his condition, and we throw him in straw where he can harm no one. There's little more that can be said for his honesty. Everything that he has, a good and honest man should not have, and everything that an honest man should has, he has nothing.
I begin to love him
For this description of thine honesty.
He hath out-villained villainy so far, the rarity redeems him.
If your life be saved,
yes, will you undertake to betray the Florentine?
Aye, and the captain of his horse, Count Resilian.
I'll whisper with the general in the know. He's a pleasure.
Yes, please. A plague of all drums. I'll no more drumming.
Sir, there is nothing can be done, but you must die. General says you have discovered such treacherous secrets of the army and made such
Pestiferous, yes.
Pestiferous.
Yes, very good.
Thank you. Pestiferous reports of men very nobly held can serve the world for no honest use, and therefore you must die. Come, ahead, Bill. Off with his head.
Please, let me live, or at least let me see my death.
That shall you, and take your leave of all your friends.
Boink.
So, look about you. Know you any here?
Tomorrow, noble captain.
God bless you, Captain Perron.
You are undone, Captain. All but your scarves have not on it yet.
Who cannot be crushed by a plot?
Would that you could find but women that had received so much shame, and you might begin an impudent nation. Fare ye well, sir. I am for France, too. We shall speak of you there.
Yet am I thankful. If my heart were great, 'twould burst at this. Captain shall I be no more, but shall eat and drink and sleep as softly as captain shall. Simply the thing I am shall make me live. Let he who knows himself a braggart fear this, for it shall come to pass that every braggart shall be found an ass. Rust sword, cool blushes. Paroles live safest in shame. Being fooled by foolery thrive. There's place and means for every man alive. I'll after them.
His Grace is at Marseille, to which place we have convenient convoy. You must know I am supposed dead. The army breaking, my husband hies him home where, heaven aiding, and by the leave of our good lord the king, will be before our welcome.
Gentle madam, you never had a servant to whose trust your business was more welcome.
Nor you, mistress. Our wagon is prepared and time revives us. All's well that ends well. Still, defines the crown. Whate'er the course, the end's the renown.
Pay me! Whether dost thou profess thyself? A knave or a fool?
A fool at a woman's service, and a knave at a man's.
Your distinction?
I would cozen the man of his wife to do his service.
So you're a knave at his service indeed.
And I would give his wife my bauble, sir, to do her service.
I will subscribe for thee. Thou art both knave and fool.
At your service.
No.
Oh, well, if I cannot serve you, sir, I can serve as great a man as you are.
Who's that? A Frenchman?
The Black Prince, sir. Alias, the Prince of Darkness. Alias, the Devil.
Oh, there's my purse. Go thy ways. Let my horses be well looked to, without any tricks.
If I put any tricks upon them, sir, they shall be Jade's tricks, which are their own right by the law of nature.
A shrewd knave and an unhappy.
So he is. My lord, that God made himself much sport out of him. By his authority, he remains here, which he thinks is a patent for his sauciness. And indeed, he has no pace, but runs where he will.
I like him well. 'Tis not amiss. Now, I was going to tell you, since I heard of the good lady's death and that my lord your son was upon his return home, his highness comes post from Marseille of as able body as when he numbered 30. He will be here tomorrow.
Oh, it rejoices me to hope I shall see him ere I die. I have letters that my son will be here tonight. I beseech your lordship to remain with me till they meet together.
Let us go see your son, I pray you. I long to talk with the noble soldier. Please, deliver me the paper unto my good Lord Lafoe. I was better
better known to you ere now when I held familiarity with fresher clothes. But I have fallen in the pleasure's disfavor, and now I smell somewhat strongly of her displeasure.
Truly, fortune is but sluttish if she smells so strongly as thou speakest of. Henceforth, I will eat no fish of fortune's buttery. Prithee, allow the wind.
You need not stop your nose. I spake but by metaphor.
Indeed, sir, and if your metaphors stink, I'll stop my nose, as I will against any man's metaphor. Get thee further.
I pray you deliver me this paper.
Foe, prithee, stand away. Here, sir, is a purr of fortunes, or of fortune's cat, but not a musk cat that has fallen into the unclean fish pond of her displeasure.
My good lord, I am a man whom fortune hath scratched most cruelly.
And what would you have me to do? 'Tis too late to pare her nails now. I am for other business.
I beseech you but one single word. My name, good lord, is Parolles.
You beg more than word, then. Cox my passion, give me thy hand. How does your drum?
You were the first that found me out, sir.
Oh, was I? In sooth, and I was the first that lost thee.
It stands in you then to bring me into some grace, having been the first that brought me out.
Out upon thee, knave. Dost thou put upon me at once both the office of God and the devil? One brings thee in grace, the other brings thee out. The king is coming. I know by his trumpets. Cheer up. Inquire further after me. Though you are a fool and a knave, you shall eat. Go to.
Humbly thank you, sir.
We lost a jewel of her, and our esteem was made much poorer by it. But your son, as mad in folly, lacked the sense to know her estimation home.
'Tis past, my liege, and I beseech your majesty to make it natural rebellion, done in the blaze of youth, when oil and fire too strong for reason's force o'erbears it and burns on.
I'm not a day of the season, for thou mayest see a sunshine and a hail in me at once. But to the brightest beams, distracted clouds give way. So stand thou forth, the time is fair again.
My high repentant blames, dear sovereign, give pardon to me.
By my old beard and every hair that's on it. Helen that's dead was a sweet creature. Such a ring as this, the last that ere I took her leave at court, I saw upon her finger.
Hers it was not. Now pray you let me see it. This ring was mine. And when I gave it, Helen, I bade her, if her fortunes ever stood necessity to help, that by this token I would relieve her. Had you that craft to reave her of what should stead her most?
My lord, however it please you to take it so, the ring was never hers.
Son, on my life I have seen her wear it, and she reckoned it at her life's rate.
I am sure I saw her wear it.
You are deceived, my lord. She never saw it.
Hath not in nature's mystery more science than I have in this ring. 'Twas mine. 'Twas Helen's. Confess 'twas hers, and by what rough enforcement you got it from her. She called the saints to surety that you would never put it from her finger unless she gave it you, yourself, in bed, where you have never come, or sent it us upon her great disaster.
She never saw it.
Thou speakest falsely. Take him away. We'll sift the matter
If
further.
you shall ever prove this ring was hers, you shall as easy prove that I husbanded her bed in Florence, where yet she never was.
I am wrapped in dismal thinkings.
Gracious sovereign. Whether I have been to blame or no, I know not. Here is a petition from a Florentine.
Upon his many protestations to marry me when his wife was dead, I blush to say it, he won me. Now is the Count Rustillion a widower. His vows are forfeited to me, and my honors paid to him. He stole from Florence, taking no leave, and I follow him to his country for justice. Grant it me, O king, and you at best lies. Otherwise, a seducer flourishes, and a poor maid is undone. Diana Capelet, to bring forth this discovery. Seek these. Go speedily and bring again the Count. I am afeard the life of Helen Lafoe was foully snatched.
Now justice on the doers.
I wonder, sirrah, sith wives are monsters to you, and that you fly them as you swear them, lordship, yet you desire to marry. What woman is this?
I am, my lord, a wretched Florentine, derived from the ancient Capulet. My suit, as I do understand, you know, and therefore know how far I may be pitied.
I am her mother, sir, whose age and honor both suffer under this complaint we bring, and both shall cease without your remedy.
Come hither, Count. Do you know these women?
My lord, I neither can nor will deny, but that I know them.
Why do you look so strange upon your wife?
She's not of mine, my lord.
If you shall marry, you give away this hand, and that is mine. You give away heaven's vows, and those are mine. You give away myself, which is known mine. For I by vow am so embodied yours, that she which marries you must marry me, either both or none.
This is a fond and desperate creature, my lord, who sometime I have laughed with. But let your highness lay a more noble thought upon mine honor than for to think that I would sink it here.
Ask him upon his oath if he does think he had not my virginity.
Uh-oh. What sayest thou to her?
She's impudent, my lord, and was a common gamester to the camp.
He does me wrong, my lord. Do not believe him. Oh, if I were so, he might have bought me at a common price. Oh, behold this ring, whose high respect and rich validity did lack a parallel, yet for all that he gave it to a commoner of the camp, if I be one.
He blushes and 'tis hit, hath it been owed and worn. This is his wife, that ring is 1,000 proofs.
I thought you said was one here in court could witness it.
I did, my lord, but lo them to produce so bad an instrument. His name's Paroles.
I saw the man today, if man he be.
Find him and bring him hither. She hath that ring of yours.
I think she has. Certain it is that I liked her and boarded her in the wanton way of youth.
You, that have turned off a first so noble wife, may justly die at me. I pray you yet, since you lack virtue, I will lose a husband. Send for your ring, I will return it home, and give me mine again.
I have it not.
What ring, pray you, was yours?
Sir, much like the same in your hand.
Know you this ring? This ring was his of late.
And this was it I gave him, being abed.
I confess, my lord, the ring was hers.
Whoa, you boggle shrewdly. Every feather stars you. Is this the man you speak of?
Hi, my good lord.
Now, come, sir, tell me, but tell me true, not fearing the displeasure of your master, of him and of this woman here. What know you?
My master hath been a right honorable gentleman, and some tricks he hath in him that a gentleman hath.
Come, to the purpose. Did he love this woman?
Aye, he loved her. Oh, and he loved her not.
As thou art a knave, and no knave. What an equivocal companion is this?
I am a poor man and at your majesty's service.
And he's a good drum, my lord, but a naughty orator.
Do you know he promised me marriage?
Faith, I'm no more than I'll speak.
But wilt thou not speak all thou knowest?
Yes, for I did go between them, as was said, and knew that he was in love with her. Indeed, he was mad for her, for he spoke of Satan, and of limbo, and of furies! Ah! And I know not what, for I was in better credit with them at the time that I knew of their going to bed. And of him promising her marriage. My love, would you? Oh, you silly goose, of course I would. And things which would derive me ill will to speak of. Therefore, I shall speak no more.
Thou hast spoken all already. Therefore, stand aside. The ring, you say was yours. Where did you buy it, or who gave it you?
It was not given me, nor did I buy it.
Who lent it you?
It was not lent me, neither.
Where did you find it, then?
I found it not.
If it were yours by none of these ways, how could you give it him?
I never gave it him.
This woman's an easy glove, my lord. She goes off and on at pleasure.
The ring was mine. I gave it his first wife.
It might be yours or hers, for aught I know.
Wherefore hast thou accused him all this while, then?
Because he's guilty and he's not guilty. He knows I am no maid, and he'll swear to it. I'll swear I am a maid, and he knows not. Great king, I am no strumpet by my life. I am either maid or else this old man's wife.
Oh, no, not old. She doth abuse our ears. To prison with her! Prison, prison, prison.
Good mother, fetch my bail. Stay, royal sir. The jeweler that owes the ring is sent for, and he shall surety me. But for this lord, who hath abused me as he knows himself, though yet he never harmed me, here I quit him. He knows himself my bed he hath defiled, and at that time he got his wife with child. Dead though she be, she feels her young one kick. So there's my riddle. One that's dead is quick. And now behold the meaning.
Is there no exorcist beguiles the truer office of mine eyes? Is real that I see?
No, my good lord. 'Tis but the shadow of a wife you see, the name and not the thing.
Oh. Oh. Oh, pardon.
Oh, my good lord, when I was like this maid, I found you wondrous kind. Here is your ring and your letter. When from my finger I can get this ring and are by me with child. This is done. Will you be mine now that you are doubly won?
If she, my lord, will make me know this clearly, I will love her dearly, ever, ever dearly.
Oh, my good mother, are you yet living?
Oh, my night smell onions. I shall weep anon. Oh, good Tom Trot, lend me a handkerchief. Oh, I thank thee. Wait on me home, I'll make sport with thee. Oh, let thy curtsies alone, they are scurvy ones.
Let us from point to point the story know, to make the even truth and pleasure flow. If thou beest yet a fresh, uncropped flower, choose thy husband and I'll pay thy dower.
You!
Hey! Hey! Of that and all the progress, more or less, resolvedly more leisure shall express. All yet seems well, and if the end so meet, the bitter past. More welcome is the sweet. The king's a beggar. The play is done. All is well ended if the suit be won, that you express content, which we will pay with strife to please you day exceeding day. Ours be your patience then, and yours our parts. Your gentle hands lend us and take our hearts.
William Shakespeare's All's Well That Ends Well.
And thank you again all for coming out. If you'd like to meet or greet the actors, they will be here on the side of the stage to talk to you for about 10 minutes after the show. And again, please tell your friends and family about the always free
Shakespeare by the Sea.
Thank you so much.